Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning. We'll start in next 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's get started. Okay, good morning, everyone. Would like to hear from you before we start the session, like what kind of role you are into. Yeah, your name, what's your experience, and what kind of role you are into. Okay, so we are running this session both online and offline. So if you want to join the session offline, then you can come down to Mirpet location. But otherwise, if you prefer online, yeah, it's the same link. You will be using it. Okay. Fine then. So let's get started.
Sir, hi, sir. My name is Vamshi.
Hi, Vamshi.
Yes, sir. I'm working as a manager in Reliance Jio. Actually,
Okay.
recently I have moved to the manager position and have the repetitive tasks. So I'd like to learn the VBA macros.
Okay, nice. Thanks for that. Yeah, others online participants, please proceed.
Yeah, hi sir, this is Rajshekhar. I'm working as a senior consultant in Bangalore and I came here to learn VBA macros. I already taken an advanced Excel course here last year. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I came here to improve my VBA macro skills.
Thanks for that. Okay.
Hi, sir. My name is Manisha. I'm currently working in Franklin Templeton as an accounts payable associate. I just want to recollect my VBA knowledge. That's why I restarted learning this.
Thank you. Yeah, I see a couple of more participants online.
Hi Kishore, my name is Sridhar, and recently I got a few opportunities to do with macros, so I want to learn it. So um, that's why I joined to the session. Please.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay. Anyone else left?
Yeah, hi Kishore, this is Arjun. Actually, I'm working as a finance analyst to more simplify my daily routine works. So I just joined in macros.
Great.
Previously, I learned advanced Excel from you only. So
Okay.
I just want to improve it. That's
Okay. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, before we start the session, I have a question here. Why do you want to learn macros? I think a few of you already mentioned it. Why macros only?
So for to repeated work will do in simply with the using of macros.
Perfect. The repetitive work can be automated using macros.
And
Yeah.
to improve productivity and time saving,
Yeah.
and
Perfect.
also to reduce the errors also.
Okay. Let me open Excel, whatever the points that you are saying. Let me write all those points. Okay. Why do you want to learn macros? Okay, that's the question. And you said you want to automate repetitive work. And what is that? Improve the productivity. Okay. And accuracy, you said. All right. What else? Come on, a few more points, please. At least two more. Someone mentioned speed, I think. Okay. Yeah, one more point, please. Anything. Why do you want to learn macros? Come on, I think online participants, you go ahead and tell me one more advantage of learning macros.
Yeah, it's kind of efficiency to improve efficiency,
Efficiency, okay.
like complex tasks, if anything is there.
Okay, can achieve easily, complete complex tasks, okay.
Yeah.
Complex tasks, easily, okay. Yeah,
Reducing the manpower also.
awesome. Reducing workforce. Yeah, that's it. All right. So my question is, why do you want to learn macros? And you answered a good number of points. That's nice. And let's check. Okay, who will be actually benefited out of all these points? Huh? Is it the company or you? Okay. Automating repetitive work. Who will be benefited?
You.
So the employee means
Employee.
Okay. Put it as employee here. Mhm. Okay. You automate the work, and your 10 hours of work now in it can be done in 10 minutes. Who will be benefited?
Company.
Yes. Company will be benefited, not you actually. Right. Let's say if you are able to complete your work in your 10 hours work in 10 minutes, will the company ask you to, just keep idle and don't do anything? No, right? They will assign some other work to you, right? Once you assign, automate this. Okay. Improving the productivity, who will be benefited? Who will be benefited?
Company.
Yeah, if you improve the productivity, company will be benefited, okay? Accuracy?
Company.
Company only.
Yeah. Speed, you increase the speed and completed, able to complete now all the work in just minutes, okay? Who will be benefited?
Company.
Yeah. Efficiency. Your team is now more efficient because everyone is able to now write the macros and also who will be benefited?
Company.
Yeah. Completing complex tasks easily. Who will be benefited?
Company only.
Yeah.
Employee.
Employee. Okay. I'll put somehow I say okay here. I kind of say okay for this, okay? I'll tell you one more point. Workforce reduction, who will be benefited?
Company.
Company.
Yeah, definitely company, right? No doubt about it, yeah? Right. So I asked a good number of points and, all of you said all the benefits you want to give to the company only, right? Yeah. But actually none of the points, by learning the macros, none of the points you said for you actually. Can you tell me one point at least for you? Why do you want to learn these macros? Not for the company, okay? For you.
To increase the salary.
Good one. Salary. Yeah, this is for you. Skills. This is for you. Right? I think you should definitely keep this in mind before learning macros. Yes, you can automate, you can improve the accuracy of the team, you can improve the productivity of the team, right? You can complete complex tasks easily, right? But all these things basically, they're for the company. And skills and the salary, this is for you. Keep this in mind before learning this course. And you are learning this course for you, not for the company. Okay, the skill is going to stay with you, right? And few of you may have this question also that I am from non-technical background and VBA macros, they are, this is a programming language, right? This is all about programming. Will I be able to learn this, right? Yeah, before we start this session, how many of you have this question? Please answer this. I'm from non-technical background. I don't have any idea about the coding, programming and all. So can I learn this coding? How many of you have this question? You may want to use the chat window to respond.
We can learn.
Okay, we can learn. That's good. Others, what is your probably, what is that you're thinking at this point? It's all about programming, coding. All right. To make it a bit more easier to understand this, let me show you. A couple of projects we do, and I'll also show you how you can automate Outlook also to send out thousands of emails in one click. Okay. So what I want to do is just want to create a few customer files. Okay. Let's say you need to split this data by the customer name. Okay. Doing something like this, you need to first of all select a customer name, filter that, copy that, create a new workbook, paste that, and also rename the sheet as ALFKI. That's the same customer name. Okay. Save as, and in there is a folder named customer files, and I want to save it with the same name, ALFKI. Save it, close it, go to the next customer, right? Copy that. Again, create a new workbook, paste that. What is the customer name? ANATR, file, save as. Again, in the customer files, you want to save this as ANATR. Okay, we already saved one. And this is the second file, ANATR. Save it, close it, go to the next customer. And this way, you will have to do it for 80 customers. Tell me, to get all the 80 customer files here, okay, in this, how much time would you need to complete this? 80 customers by copying, pasting, by filtering, copying, pasting, saving with the customer name. How much time would you need to complete this?
More than 1 hour.
More than 1 hour. So nothing but you're thinking that 1 hour is needed. 1 hour has 60 minutes. Each minute has 60 seconds. And if you do a multiplication with all these things in 1 hour, you have 3,600 seconds. And if you do 3,600 divided by 80, and you are saying on an average speed of 45 seconds, if you can create one file in 45 seconds, then yes, you can achieve 80 files in 1 hour. Yes, I mean, it's a simple calculation, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. But I have a question here. How about the accuracy percentage? Can you guarantee 100% quality?
No, sir.
No, not possible. Why? Because if you're doing with this speed, you may miss one character here and there, and you may type incorrect spellings in the customer names, or you may miss off one file or two files. And the end of the exercise, you may be expecting 80 files here, but you may see only 78 or 79, and there will be one or two missing, right? So many challenges, but let me show you one quick solution for this. If you want to split the data and keep the data in that folder, the customer files folder. Okay, just go here and click this. Okay, that's it. Your files are getting created. You see that? And we thought like it would require at least 1 hour to complete this task. Now I think this should be completed less than maybe a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, just let me stop my SQL server. This is a different thing. Okay, don't get worried about this. I was just trying to improve the speed of my computer. Okay, how many files are done? 60 files. Okay, done. Still completing the rest also. Perfect. All 80 files are done. And if you go back here to Excel, yeah, just in 1 minute plus, it's able to complete the job with 100% accuracy. In this 1 minute time, it's able to create all 80 files with 100% accuracy. You see that? But the same thing you all said, it requires at least, maybe 1 hour time. Yeah. Now you get the point why we require macros. These things help us to speed up the work, right? Why companies look for these macro developers, if someone is good with macros, companies are very well aware that you can actually help the business to complete the works automatically and quickly. That's the advantage for them. That's the reason they pay macro experts a little higher package. Okay. This is all good. It's able to do a great thing in a few minutes or maybe a 1 minute, 13 seconds, right? That's what we saw there, right? And that's all good. But what is the code running in the background? Yeah, here we go. This is the code running in the background. It is segregating the data using this code. Now, looking at this code, you definitely should get a question. It's all about programming for sure. Why? Because this is a programming language and the language name is VBA, Visual Basic for Applications. If you write this code, yes, this kind of an automation is possible and you are able to produce all these outputs just in 1.5 minute. Your work, your 1 hour work turned out to be a 1 minute work now. Just you need to click this button. But to click that button, what is it you need to do in the background? You need to code it. Now take a look at this coding. Now I will ask the same question. How many of you have this doubt? Like I'm coming from the non-technical background and can I write these macros? Look at that code and answer this one now. Is it looking so easy?
No, sir, not easy.
Yeah,
Quite
definitely.
complex.
Looks like worksheet, integer, dim, time start, false, true, Excel end up, each and everything looks like it's, I'm able to read it, but I don't know what exactly it is going to do, right? Yeah, here we go. If you are thinking like you are from non-technical background and you have a question can I do it or not? Let me introduce myself. I'm Kishore, and it's been 16 plus years I'm into this reports, automation, data analytics, people management. Different places I worked with, different certifications I completed. That list is too big, but I was able to accommodate only a few things there. I'm MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer, MCP, Deloitte Faculty Excellence Certified, Excel expert, Word expert, Access expert, Outlook, PowerPoint specialist, and all these things. Okay, and different tools and technologies I work with, they are here. I work with Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, ClickView, Power Automate, Power Apps, different things. Okay, I work with different domains, US healthcare, RCM, IT assets analytics, contact center analytics, financial data analysis, manufacturing and all. So maybe looking at all these technical skills, don't think I'm from the technical background. I am from BCom MBA background. Okay. So currently with Excelytics now. Earlier I was with Quadratix as a senior consultant in data analytics, and I was with Deloitte. I was with United Health Group, and yeah, that's a long journey for me. Right. So what I'm trying to tell you is that even though you are coming from the non-technical background, it is absolutely fine to learn macros. You don't need to come from the technology background to understand the programming language. This is a language. It looks like English. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just highlight a line, okay? Randomly one line. Just take a look at it. I don't want 100% accurate answers here, but just take a look at that line of code. Can you guess what is it doing? Just guess. What that highlighted line is trying to do there. Just guess that.
It's indicating one of the range in the sheet.
And what is it we are doing with that range?
Copy.
Right, perfect. We are
And
copying it.
destination,
Fine.
copying into one sheet.
Excellent. In the destination also there, right? So that
Destination, yeah.
means we are pasting it some range.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means it looks like English only. Only thing is that, why that arrangement of those words looking like this is what we need to learn. Okay, I'll tell you one more interesting thing here. From this batch, actually this batch, I made it like a completely an AI-based VBA learning. Okay. every code that I show you, I'll show you how you can get that in AI using ChatGPT. Okay. You really no need to struggle writing the codes. I'll explain all those fundamental concepts of the coding so that you will be able to easily get the help of ChatGPT and create these codes. And reading the codes and understanding them is also going to be really easy. But certain standards are there. Those things we need to learn before we actually implement AI. Okay. A complete AI-based macros building session. This is, even though you are coming from non-technical background, with the help of simple prompts, you can get the codes and you can implement them in your VB editor like this. This is called VB editor. Okay. I'll take you through step by step. Okay. In this course, you will be learning right from the basics of VBA. Okay. What is VBA, how it looks, what is that language, right? Different things are there. And once we are done with that, we'll start implementing all those things inside AI in ChatGPT to get the codes, right? It's like very easy to ask questions and get the VBA codes. You no need to come from the strong VBA background to write all these big programs. Even though you are coming from the non-technical background, it's easy for you to create the codes. But there are certain things as fundamentals of VBA we all need to learn. Okay. What is VBA? What is object model? What is a property? What is a method? There are certain things. And once we learn those things, then creating these kind of codes hardly takes any 10 minutes. By end of these sessions, you all will be able to create complex codes. One thing you will be able to type, the other one, you can take the help of AI and you can generate these codes, right? And this is going to run for 20 hours. Okay. And moreover, you don't need to struggle remembering so many lines of code. I'll show you the techniques of, the concepts of VBA, how to implement any kind of a code for any kind of a requirement. I'll just take you through all those different kind of real-time projects that I did, right? And then you will slowly learn these things. Let me be honest with you. Learning VBA is just not like a one-day job, okay? It will take some time. Okay, you will have to spend a good number of hours in practicing, right? But yeah, after this 20 hours of training, you all will be able to create codes like this. Okay, and you don't need to come from the technical background to do all these things, right? Most of the people may be thinking VBA is only about automating your Excel reports and all. No, I'll also cover one more thing. It's about automating your Outlook. Nothing but you will be able to trigger hundreds or thousands of emails with one click. Just with one click, you will be able to send out thousands of emails. I can give you a simple example here. You created all the customer files, right? Now you need to send out an email with the customer attachment, right? Then how to do that? Very simple. We integrate Microsoft Outlook with Excel. With one click, we'll be able to send emails also. Right? This is the most common skill. Almost, every company asks for copying the data from one place to the other place, sending out emails. So many other things are there. So we'll be doing all those things as part of this training, right? So yeah, we try to understand, first of all, what is VBA, what is macros, what is VB editor and the different windows are there. What is Project Explorer, properties window, coding window. What is an object? Very, very important. Object model of VBA, we need to learn that. Immediate window, what is a procedure, what is a function, what is a subroutine and what is a function, okay? Macro naming conventions, recording a macro, reference styles, right? Different types of methods and properties we work with on the worksheets, workbooks, ranges, right? And for everything, there is a small activity aligned to it. I'll be giving you that as a part of some task or an exercise. You will have to complete those things. By end of this one, you will be able to, do something like a big project. Okay. A good 30, 40 lines of code you can easily write. Okay. In this training program, we also include something called controls. Okay, ActiveX controls. That means you can design your own user interfaces. I'll show you one simple example here, okay? I'll just randomly create a form here. I kind of like this kind of a form, okay? So user form, probably you would have seen these kind of things in different application interfaces, something like this, okay? And that comes like a form like this. I can design the form, okay? So let me ask you this, a simple question. I usually create this question. Most of my examples, I show this because I get a good number of working professionals. I like to ask this question to you, okay? Are you happy with your salary? Yeah, that's the question. And you properties window. Just let me increase the font size there. The text alignment, I'll make it central. Okay. I'll keep a couple of buttons there. Okay, I'm just creating a funny user form here. Yes and no. Okay. Tell me which button you want to click.
Obviously, no.
No.
Obviously, no. Okay, fine then. So that's the reason you joined this session. Okay, so let me click no. Nothing is happening. Let me click yes. Nothing is happening. The reason being, you did not code anything inside these buttons. Okay, so let's say in the no button, I want to code something. Message box, please meet HR. Okay, BB exclamation. Okay, title is feedback. Done. Okay, I just coded only the no button. That means if I click on no, it says please meet HR. But if I click on yes, nothing is happening. But I'll do one thing. With the yes button, I'll do one thing. Instead of the click event, I'll explain anyways all these things. I just want to show you something interesting there. There is a mouse move event. Nothing but if the mouse comes close to this button, if the mouse moves close by, okay, then what I'll do, I'll say that user form 1 dot command button 1 dot top position to be 50 and left position to be 200. Okay, right. So that means if this button is clicked, it will give you a message. But the mouse move event I used. Okay, I'll discuss this in the user forms design. If I move the mouse close to it, you see that button position just moved away from the mouse. Okay, let me do a small modification here. Instead of 50, I'll put it as 20 and this one as 100. Okay, let me just move the cursor here. You see that the button has moved here, right? What I want to do is I want to make it a bit more random. So for that, I'll write application.worksheet function dot ran between. I'm using a ran between Excel function only. Putting that one from, so I type 20, right? Put it from 10 to 100. And similarly, the same kind of a ran function I'll use from 50 to 500. Okay, now you see the magic. Every time when the mouse comes close to this button, you see that? You can't actually catch that button. Yeah, you get the point? Looks like a very interesting user form, right? So you can't access that button. All these lines of codes, as on today, they may be looking a little tricky, but trust me, after 3-4 days, you will be able to understand each and every line of code that I wrote today. Just 3-4 days enough. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But at this point, you may be thinking like, what is that user form 1 command button application worksheet? By the way, how do you remember all these lines of codes? And so many questions may be coming. I really don't need to by heart these lines of code. Okay. Just like there is certain thing called object model, right? Or object-oriented programming. You would have heard this, okay? In engineering, you usually hear this. But you don't need to come from the engineering background to understand the object-oriented programming. It's kind of very easy. Every line of code in VBA that works with objects. What is an object? How to deal with the objects? How to automate them step by step, we will learn. As on today, if you see any kind of a code, you may be like little worried. But you take any line of a code, it follows certain guidelines. And if you can practice those guidelines, it's like very easy. Let me just show you a project here. Material, sample projects. Okay, user forms tracker. Let me show you one interesting thing here, call tracker. I created one form. You see that? This entire thing is designed using VBA only. Right? You may be thinking it is developed using some application, what is that? Some programming language and a front end. But everything is done in VBA, right? So let me just show you the program that is running in the background. You see that? This is the code actually running in the background, right? You may be thinking like these many lines of code, do I need to write and all? Yeah, if you are taking up any project, yeah, and that requires these many logics and all, yeah, you definitely need to write. But again, don't think it's just like it's just done in one day. No, it took some time for me, okay? Somewhere around 1 month time to code everything and to hand over to the client. This took some time, okay? But the codes, they look like that, okay? So again, so many questions may be running in your mind. These many lines of codes, can I really write? Yes, you can write. But I think, let me ask you a question here. If you want to write those many lines of code, do you know what is that you need to do? What is it?
Practice.
Practice. Correct. You need to practice that. Okay. See, I'm not saying it is very easy, but if you can practice these things on daily basis, learning VBA in these 20 sessions, it's going to be easy. Okay. You no need to come from the technical background. I'm repeating this point. VBA is all about programming. However, you no need to have any programming language knowledge before you start this. Okay. So a good number of things are there. I'll take you through all these things. Plus, I'll also show you how to write these codes in ChatGPT. Let me show you a few examples of my other projects. Okay. A few things I'll show you. And let me show you one more interesting thing. A Gantt chart creator with the employee data. Okay, one of the companies asked, like, I have employees and they have the start date, end date, and they are from the different backgrounds. Okay, so we want to create a Gantt like this. An employee started so-and-so date and ended so-and-so date. So we want to see something like a Gantt chart like this. Okay, you know what? This Gantt chart is not a default chart in Excel. You know what is it? Each and everything that you are seeing here,
It's a roster type. Yeah.
each and everything is a shape. You know what is managing to get these shapes arranged like this? Macros. Okay. All these things are basically the shapes. Okay. When you say generate the Gantt chart, that's it. The Gantt is created just in 3 seconds. You can change the dates here. Let's say 17, 2024, right? Gantt is starting from 2019. Let's say, let me put this one from 2020. 2020, the first employee, ending with what? 2024, 2022, whatever, right? So I want to end it with 2024, say. Now you see, as I modified this employee one start date falling in April, okay? April 11th. 4/11 is April 11th, and it is starting from exactly there, that position. Okay. 11th April, right? So 2 days before, 13th week, right? Ending in 2024. That means it is crossing my Gantt level there, which is up to 2022 only. You can also increase this if you want, Gantt position. Okay. All those things. Let's say if this employee ends in 2021 itself, 2020 joined and 2021 ended. You see, most of the places to show the project progress and all, we use the Gantt. You see that now it is falling within that range, April 2020 and ending in January 2021. You see the Gantt position. By the way, this position is managed by macro. Let me show you the code. The code is like this. A good 2,500 plus lines are running to generate an output like this, right? See, I don't expect you to directly create such a lengthy code, okay? But there are certain exercises I'll be giving you on daily basis, and if you can complete those small pieces of exercises, then yes, one day you will be able to create a very complex code also, okay? Got some idea?
Yes,
Macros,
sir.
don't think it's like a 1 line, 2 line codes. No, there can be complex coding also like this. There are like so many macro projects. If I mean, if really needed, then I'll show you a few of the projects so that you will understand more about these kind of things, right? The complex codes and all. So many good number of examples are there in the practice itself. You will come across a good number of things. Okay, I'll show you a couple of my real-time projects, and I'll give you in our last couple of sessions, we'll do a couple of projects. Okay. And I told you,
Okay.
right, we'll take the help of ChatGPT also, right? So everything is going to be easy only because I'm including AI in this session. We are running this session for the first time with the help of AI, but don't depend on AI a lot. Why? Because let me tell you one thing. Let me just check with you. Most of you are working professionals, right? How many of your companies are allowing you to use ChatGPT in your office?
Allowing in our company.
Okay. Anyone here, you tried using the ChatGPT, but it says your company blocked?
Yes, sir.
So there is a reason why I'm saying this, because even if you depend a lot on AI, what if your company doesn't allow? And by the way, these models are like really useful, right? Why companies don't allow you to use them? They're like useful, right? Why your companies stop?
Maybe data breach.
Yeah, data security related issues. Yeah. Let's say you are uploading your company data into ChatGPT to ask a question, okay? You may be just interested in getting that output, but think about your data. You are uploading your business data into an open AI model, and wherein others, who knows what if others are able to get the access to that file, right? So that's the reason most of the companies, they don't allow you to use AI, okay? Especially the open source ones, okay? But in Microsoft, we have something called Copilot. Most of the companies are okay with this Copilot. So, but for this Copilot option, you need to have Microsoft 365 account. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. This is the AI assistant available inside MS Office or Microsoft products. Okay. So we'll take the help of all these AI things also to come up with the different types of macros. I'll be giving you a few tasks. and as well as we have a couple of projects, and we'll also learn how to send out emails, right? Overall, this covers right from the fundamentals of VBA and how to complete a project. That is a plan, right? Any other expectations if you have? Anyone in this group? You have any expectations?
Kishore, like if ever we bring any queries for the related to our project, will you guide us?
Yeah, see, if it is like a simple query, something like you are stuck somewhere, you wrote the code, but a couple of lines are not working as expected. And what I can do is I can quickly answer then and there. But if it's like a project requirement, something like a big project that requires
No,
a
no, no, not
based,
requirement, just any stuck anywhere, like any
that is fine.
suggestions and guiding.
That is fine, yeah, because we have a good number of groups, and every day something or the other that comes to me, and I try my best to answer on the same day. But otherwise, if I'm like really busy, then I usually pick it up on the next day. But usually what happens is that because most of the working professionals are coming from the same background, and you will be there in our groups, right? When you post your query there, usually you get the answer there, because
Okay.
others are also working professionals with VBA, Power BI, SQL, Excel, all these things. So you get
Yeah.
an answer from them, right?
Yeah.
So,
And when I have one last doubt,
yeah.
we copy the HTML code from this from the Internet Explorer.
Hmm.
So there are some. I came to know there are some keys. So will you guide us, like how to find out the keys for that one such code?
Oh, okay. You want to do the web scraping?
Yeah, web scraping, because we do automate through our tool. Entire projects depends on the Internet Explorer. We don't automate. I mean, tools in the internet like Chrome and other internet browsers. Only it takes only the Internet Explorer code.
Okay, hold on. Internet Explorer, are you guys still using, or Edge are you using?
We are using Edge, but it takes only Microsoft. Microsoft allowing only for this Internet Explorer only. It's not allowing Edge for us in our
Okay.
platform.
Right, fine. Then in the Internet Explorer, when you want to pick up an object,
Yeah.
every control that you see in the web
Yeah. Yeah.
page,
Yeah.
there is a control name or ID,
Mm.
we say it,
Mm.
or you have a reference name.
Mm.
So you can pick those things. You can, there is a way to it, but it's actually covered in our expert VBA training program. But I'll tell you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding the concepts of this VBA coding, you will
Mm-hmm.
be able to work with the objects in on Internet Explorer pages also, because the
Okay.
object model concept remains same.
Okay.
Okay, so whether you do it in Internet Explorer or PowerPoint or Outlook using VBA, the concepts
Mm-hmm.
remains.
Concepts remain same. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you can try that out, exploring or extracting the data from
Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer, possible. But I'll also show you there is something called Power Automate. These days
Okay.
I'm using this a lot,
Okay.
because that is a no code platform. You
Okay.
don't need to write any VBA code or any other language code to extract the data from Internet Explorer. It's like a very easy to
Okay.
deploy also. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
So
so much
that
for that.
is kind of quite easy. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Fine then. So let me just summarize what all we did. I just showed you, what all things can be done using macros. Macros is all about programming VBA programming, right? Visual Basic for Applications. It's a programming language. At this point, if you see this kind of a code, this may be looking a little tricky, little complex, but actually if you go step by step and learn it, in the next 20 sessions, you will be able to write your programs. Okay. We'll start with 1 line, 2 line codes, and then slowly we'll increase, and we go up to 30, 40 lines of codes. Right. Yeah. So we'll be covering right from the fundamentals of VBA and up to how to automate Outlook. Yeah. And plus, I'm including the AI, how to get the, suggestions from the AI models to generate the codes. right? I hope if you're working a lot with Excel and doing a repetitive task, this is very much enough. But if you're trying to do with something with Internet Explorer or PowerPoint or a Notepad or a CSV file, then that requires little additional skill. But yeah, with some practice, the same object model and the concepts that you learn, you will be able to code them also. Okay. But let us focus more on, first of all, the normal VBA, and then really time permits, then I can also try to include a couple of examples of how to automate PowerPoint or a CSV file. Okay. Cool then. Any questions? No other expectations from this session?
This is a fixed timing, Kishore, like 10 to 11.
At this point, yeah, this is only the time slot I'm left with at this point. So we will proceed with this time slot. And just in case, if there are any modifications, I don't expect any modifications in the time slot. But yeah, 10 to 11 is what we are thinking.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right then. So I'll end it here for today. I just wanted to create some awareness about the macros and what all they can do and what language we are going to learn. And from tomorrow's session onwards, we will be getting into the subject and I'll take you through step by step. Yeah. Excellent. So thanks everyone for attending today, and I'll see you all same time tomorrow. And let's start the coding journey from tomorrow.
Thank you, Kishore.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kishore.